You've probably seen their clothes all around town, and you might even have a few of their designs hanging in your closet. Behind every clothing brand is a talented fashion designer. Some of these designers like to remain behind the scenes, while others are front and center at every red carpet event in Hollywood. From Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen to Victoria Beckham, we'll be showing you how these designers turn their love for fashion into the popular clothing brands we know today. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and please give this video a big thumbs up. Today we'll be sharing 20 faces behind the world's most popular fashion brands. Just wait until you see which designer grew up in an orphanage before making it big in the fashion industry. It's a very inspiring story that will touch your heart. Michael Kors. Michael Kors is the designer behind all of those cute and trendy handbags you've seen all around town. But did you know his name isn't actually Michael Kors? The designer was born as Carl Anderson Jr. on Long Island, New York in 1959. When his parents split up, his mother was set to remarry a businessman named Bill Kors. His mother told him that since he would be taking his stepdad's last name, he might as well pick a new first name too. So he chose Michael as his first name, and that's how the name Michael Kors came to be. He actually started his life as a toddler model for Lucky Charms cereal, and in 1981 he launched his fashion brand. He didn't become a household name until the early 2000s, but these days it's pretty hard to walk down the street without seeing one of his designs or accessories. He also has some pretty high-profile clients, including US former First Lady Michelle Obama and Kate Hudson. Versace. After her brother Gianni Versace passed away in 1997, Donatella took over the family's fashion line. She's now known as one of the most recognizable designers in the industry. It's hard to miss her with her trademark look. She developed her signature appearance of platinum blonde hair and heavy eyeliner when she was a teenager growing up in Italy. Her love for fashion started early on, and being the daughter of a dressmaker meant she had so many stylish clothes in her wardrobe. She called herself the best-dressed little girl in the city, and we definitely believe her. Her line is now known for its edgy and rocker-inspired pieces. The Row. Everyone knows Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen as the adorable character Michelle Tanner on the 90s sitcom Full House, but they've left their acting days in the dust to create a fashion line. This isn't the kind of clothing you'll find at a discount outlet. The Olsens brand only features top-of-the-line luxury pieces. The sisters started their brand back in 2006, and they opened 2 boutiques, one in Los Angeles and the other in New York. Their swanky NYC store was designed to replicate a home away from home so shoppers could feel comfortable while getting their shop on. If you want to get your hands on one of the twin simplistic yet luxury designs, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. These handbags they were seen wearing while out in New York cost over $70,000 in total. Chanel. Celebs such as Hilary Duff and Miley Cyrus just can't get enough of their Chanel handbags. And can you really blame them? The brand is known for its luxury clothing and accessories, and owning a Chanel bag is a dream come true for many fashionistas. The vision of the brand started with the designer Coco Chanel, but these days, Karl Lagerfeld is the man behind the label. He never reveals his real age, but many people believe he was born in 1933. His journey to the top of the fashion food chain wasn't easy. In the 1930s, he and his family were forced to move to a rural part of northern Germany to escape the Nazi regime. While living in seclusion, he expressed his interest in fashion design, and he continued chasing his dreams until they came true. Since 1983, he has been bringing the sophisticated and elegant style of Chanel to the masses. Vivienne Westwood. When you think of fun, quirky, and eccentric pieces, you probably think of Vivienne Westwood. The English designer made a name for herself as the leader of the industry's punk rock movement in the 70s. Her unconventional style sense translates into brightly colored designs, exaggerated silhouettes, and grunge-inspired pieces. But even though she's the face behind a multi-million-dollar brand, she still remains humble. For more than 30 years after her clothing line propelled her to fame, she still lived in the same tiny apartment in South London. She paid just $400 a month to live there, and instead of driving a fancy car around town, she would ride a bike to her fashion studio every single day. Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs is one designer who loves to be the center of attention. Being in the industry since the early 90s means he has made friends with many celebrities in the industry. He can frequently be seen out at the hottest parties and rubbing elbows with everyone from Madonna to Kate Moss. His brand is known for its fun and youthful designs. Every model in the industry wants to walk his runway, from Gigi Hadid to Kendall Jenner. Now that he has multiple clothing lines, perfume, accessories, and footwear lines, the sky's the limit for this New York native. Stella McCartney. Stella McCartney may have grown up wealthy, but she wasn't going to be content with living off her parents, Paul and Linda McCartney's fortune. In October 2001, she launched her own fashion line that catered to fashionistas who loved sharp tailoring and sleek lines. Stella was raised in a vegetarian household, so she made it her mission to create designs that didn't include leather or fur. And she was one of the first designers to debut a luxury faux fur collection. The designer's eye for fashion landed her a gig with Adidas, and she was even selected to create the uniforms for Team GB during the 2012 Summer Olympics. These days, her brand includes everything, including perfume, nighties, and swimwear. Dolce & Gabbana. The team behind Dolce & Gabbana includes Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana. The duo started out as a couple, but in 2005 they decided they were better off as friends. Thankfully, their clothing line didn't suffer after their breakup. Their pieces are always in demand, no matter the price. When Rihanna posted this photo on Twitter while wearing a pair of the brand's $8,895 headphones, they sold out in less than 24 hours. But these two designers are more than just the makers of flashy and luxurious accessories. They are committed to celebrating family, motherhood, and paying homage to Italian culture through their designs. If you had the money, would you ever buy a pair of $1,000 headphones from Dolce & Gabbana? Let us know down below in the comments section. Betsey Johnson. Betsey Johnson is a child at heart, and her fun and vibrant personality oozes through her clothing. The outgoing and eccentric designer has been in the fashion industry since the 1960s, but she didn't always have dreams of becoming a designer. Growing up in Connecticut, Betsey loved taking dance classes, but she loved the dance costumes even more. This fueled her passion for fashion and earned her the label as one of the world's top designers. If you ever get to attend one of her fashion shows, you'll get to see her whimsical designs and hippie-inspired fabrics. And you'll also get to witness Betsey do her signature cartwheel at the end of every show. Prada. Miuccia Prada is the face behind the Italian fashion brand Prada, but many people never believed she actually had a chance to take over the fashion empire. The clothing line was started back in 1913 by her grandfather Mario, but Miuccia, who was born in 1949, had no intentions of joining the family business. She went to the University of Milan and earned a PhD in political science. Then, she joined a theater and trained for 5 years to become a mime. But in 1978, she started working on Prada's line of nylon handbags and backpacks, and the rest is history. These days, the brand is known for its super expensive pieces, including this fur coat that retails for over $140,000. That's more than a house in some parts of the world. Ralph Lauren. Preppy, relaxed, and casual are just a few of the words that describe the brand Ralph Lauren. The designer behind this iconic label was born as Ralph Lifshitz back in 1939. His parents were Jewish immigrants who fled Belarus and settled down in New York City. At the age of 16, Ralph and his brother changed their last name to Lauren after being constantly teased in school. He may have been bullied, but that didn't stop him from expressing himself through fashion. In school, he was known for his style, and he loved to mix together vintage and preppy clothing. The designer's first collection included a line of ties, and they were an instant hit. He has now grown his empire to include men's, women's, and children's clothing, footwear, fragrance, and home decorations. Many celebrities have been spotted wearing the brand's pieces, including Scott Disick and Kanye West. Armani. In a small town outside of Milan, Giorgio Armani grew up as the son of a shipping manager. The family had to deal with very difficult times during World War II, and the designer's family grew up very poor. At an early age, he was fascinated with anatomy, and he studied medicine for 2 years in college. But he was forced to take a break from school to join the military. When the military gave him 20 days off for vacation, he went to Milan and worked in a department store, and that's where his love for fashion was born. He founded his label in 1975, and he never looked back. Victoria Beckham. Many music artists have launched their own clothing lines, but not many of them have been as successful as Victoria Beckham. Before she was known as Posh Spice and the Spice Girls, Victoria had dreams of owning her own clothing label, and fashion was always her passion. In 2009, she released a line of dresses, and her brand is now favored among celebrities and her elite clientele. Her fashion shows are attended by some of the hottest names in the entertainment industry, and her family is usually front row to cheer her on. Designing comes easy for her because everything she makes is something that she would actually wear. Taking inspiration from the 40s and 50s, Victoria is committed to creating pieces that are luxurious, elegant, and can fit women of all shapes and sizes. Gucci. Alessandro Michele worked in Gucci's accessories division for many years. When the label's creative directors left the brand unexpectedly, he found himself in charge of the fashion house. With just a few weeks to design a collection, book models, and put on his very first fashion show, Alessandro hit it out of the ballpark. Less than a few years after his first Gucci collection was released, he was awarded the 2015 International Designer Award at the British Fashion Awards. He has brought new life to the brand, and Gucci lovers can't get enough of the fun and youthful new direction the label has taken. DKNY. In 1985, Donna Karan had dreams of dressing women in comfortable clothing to break away from the trend of the 80s power suit. She was inspired by her daughter Gabby and designed pieces that would appeal to a younger demographic. Today, her company includes menswear, accessories, fragrance, and cosmetics. Even after all these years, DKNY is still known as a young and fun brand. They usually hire some of today's top supermodels to pose in their ads, including Cara Delevingne and Kate Moss. Do you own any DKNY pieces in your wardrobe? Let us know down below in the comment section. Valentino. His name is Valentino Clemente Ludovico Garavani, but you probably know him simply as Valentino. The Italian designer was born in 1932, and he was interested in both fashion and art at a very early age. When he was still a teenager, he left his small town to study fashion sketching in Milan. He later moved to Paris and soaked up all the fashion knowledge he could at an art school. He worked for many brands before starting his own label in 1962, and the world couldn't get enough of his signature red designs. He has since created pieces for everyone from royalty to celebrities. Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger may be known as America's heritage designer, but his label is popular across the globe. In 1985, the designer launched his brand of classic American cool pieces with a touch of East Coast flair. He was just a teenager in high school when he opened his first store in New York. Today, he owns a billion-dollar brand that includes footwear, accessories, fragrances, denim, and children's clothing. To appeal to a younger demographic, Hilfiger introduced Gigi Hadid as the label's new spokesmodel. And now you'll find his clothing on everyone, from Bruno Mars to K-pop star Jessica Jung. Alexander Wang. Many of the top fashion designers have been in the industry for years, so it was definitely a breath of fresh air when Alexander Wang stepped out on the scene. In 2005, at the age of 21, he launched his label just a few years after dropping out of design school. His first collection included knitwear pieces, but his brand has since evolved. He's now well known for his dark, moody, and grunge-inspired pieces. Alexander made it cool to wear Herman Munster boots, wear your hair unwashed for a week, and dress up in all black like it's going out of style. Balmain. You've probably seen Olivier Rousteing taking selfies with the Kardashians and getting cozy next to his team of flawless models. But his life was far from the glitz and glamour that it is today. Olivier spent his early years living in an orphanage. When his adoptive parents arrived to pick out a baby, they knew they wanted Olivier when they first laid eyes on him. The orphanage tried to convince them not to pick him since he was black and they were white. But they had their hearts set on welcoming little Olivier into their family. His life then did a complete 180. He was spoiled by his family and given anything he ever wanted. In 2003, he entered the fashion world as a designer for Roberto Cavalli. And in 2009, he was hired as Balmain's head designer and completely changed the brand from head to toe. It's now known as the must-have label for fashionistas. Calvin Klein. Raf Simons wasn't always a sought-after designer in the fashion industry. He actually started out as a furniture designer for industrial businesses. The Belgian designer finally launched his own clothing label back in 1995, and then in 2016 he took over as the man behind Calvin Klein. With Raf in control, he wanted to bring the label back into the luxury market, but don't worry, they won't be jacking up the price of their iconic underwear. Raf plans on revamping the label in every department while still staying true to what the brand's known for. Are you a fan of Calvin Klein clothing? Let us know in the comments section. Check out our friends at The Things who make interesting feel-good videos about lifestyle, pop culture, and everything viral that is sure to keep you entertained. Which of these fashion designers is your ultimate favorite? React in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video and you'd love to see more just like it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and please give us a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching!